just going back to the volume of material that you had, and I mean, I don't know what your memory's like, but I can't really remember what I was doing yesterday. So how do you keep 2 years worth of that huge archive in your, how do you, what's the process? How do you actually remember, oh, there was that shot I saw 18 months ago. It needs to go in here. Or does it not work like that at all?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I actually think I have possibly one of the worst memories of anyone I know. And I am very confident that I probably have the worst memory of anyone who's ever considered themselves an editor. Because I think being an editor, it's absolutely critical that you have a tremendous ability to recall. However, even the best of the best, I think, would be challenged ingesting media for 2 years straight on a 10 to 12 hour a day basis for 6 days a week, and then trying to remember everything that came in. I went to get a scan. I went to my doctor at some point. I thought I was had early dementia because I can remember anything. Like I would forget what I was overwhelmed with information. So while I take notes on, oftentimes you don't really, understand why something will be relevant until you see something further down the road. So even notes are slightly limited. And the fact is, when I finished the screening, I couldn't remember what I'd seen the first few months I had screened. I had to go back and watch 71 to 76 again because it was so distant. I do think going back to like the kind of magic of this film is that I don't think it would have been as successful if I did have a better memory. I think that things kind of floated in and out. It was kind of like osmosis. Some stuck, some didn't. And it made it impossible to be methodical. I was myself in a bit of a fever dream. I mean, obviously there was certain, knowing that we were trying to finish the film in IMAX, I had probably a much stronger recall on some of the visual materials that I knew were from better sources that I would build the film upon. But there are a lot of times I would rediscover, there were several times I would put something on and take notes on it only to get like an hour and a half into it and be like, oh wait, I've already done this one. Like it was a lot of that. And if I had an editor working with me, I'm sure we would have caught it much earlier. But again, I'm not trying to make lemonades out of lemon. I really think it worked. Like it was incredibly helpful to create that type of film. As David says, and one of my favorite lessons from him is virtuosity is overrated. And, one way to be in the moment and to be present is to sort of just be loose and sort of a bit reckless with how sort of precious some of the stuff is, and allow yourself to constantly re-engage and feel like you're seeing material for the first time.